Okay, so I didn't know what kind of video I was going to do today. Uh, really, really, right now? Uh huh. I thought so. Anyways, I didn't know what kind of video I was going to do today. Uh, but I decided, hey, I get asked this question a lot. Uh, so I might as well answer it for everybody else that has that question. This isn't sort of a thing for everybody to be fighting over. This is just my opinion based off of what I see and the logistics of it. But overall, the general question came out: what console should I get? And I get asked that fairly often from different people that just are still stuck in last gen's consoles or are unsure about getting current gen consoles. And I just feel like I can answer that very quickly, very simple, but I can't just come right out and say it. I mean, I'll give you the pros and cons of each, what makes them special, and that'll help you decide. But my general answer is just going to be at the end, and it's going to be real easy. You're going to think I'm explaining all of this stuff, and it's just like, wow, that's it? That's it? That's the answer? Okay. I like your opinion. Or I don't like your opinion. Fuck you. Either or. Whichever comes first. I'm gonna start with PlayStation. Can you not? Can you not? Today? Really? Uh, as I was saying, I'm gonna go with PlayStation first. Then I'll go to Xbox. Then I'll go to Nintendo, which Nintendo's probably most likely not going to be the one people pick. It's more of a guilty pleasure, but I'll explain why later. For PlayStation, we're going to start with exclusives. We're going to start with exclusives on all consoles, and then we'll go down from there. PlayStation has some of the more deep, meaningful exclusives. I mean, I've never played Uncharted on the PS3. Uh, okay, that's a lie. I've dabbled with it a bit in the multiplayer, but I've never really played it. I didn't understand what the hype was for it. So, a buddy of mine a few years ago let me borrow the Nathan Drake collection. And I played the first one. It was the most boring thing possible. I was actually so bored that I was just like, man, can I just play the next game? And so that's what I did. I went on YouTube, watched all the cutscenes. I was just like, man, fuck this first game. It's so lame. So I was kind of iffy on playing the second and third game, let alone the fourth one came out. But I didn't want to jump right to that and just miss everything that the game has created for itself. It wasn't until recently I popped in the second one. I was bored out of my mind. I didn't have people to play with online. It was just one of those things where I was stuck. Uh, I played the second one and I was just submerged. Everything was falling apart. Things were blowing up, and it was just like, where the fuck am I? How did I get here? What is going on? And it was so immersive, and I was just like, man, I can't wait to play the third one. But then I hear the third one's not as good as the second one, which is okay, because you already got me with your niche, so I'm kind of already all in, and I'm excited to play the fourth one when I get around to it. Uh, the Last of Us, I will tell you right now. Please don't have an angry mob outside of my house. I didn't like The Last of Us. It was boring. It was uh, moving a ladder simulator. I couldn't get into it. I'm not saying that's a bad game. It's a beautiful game. The gameplay mechanics are kind of loose, a little heavy, but other than that, I played the multiplayer a lot more than the story mode, and that's fun. Nowadays, kids only want to play the multiplayer anyways, which is why we're seeing less and less story-driven campaigns. The God of War series is probably one of the best since PlayStation first started, right next to Uncharted. It was it was pretty is you learn things. You learn things. Although the mythology isn't on par because of course you got this rogue character Kratos showing up out of nowhere. It's still you're still emerged and you're learning things like Apollo this and you got Hades that. I didn't expect Hades to look like this. Poseidon was a badass and you just learn all of these different things and now they're coming out with the Norse mythology coming out in 2018. That's going to be interesting to look at. And now they're already planning on doing the Egyptian mythology and more mythologies after that. And that just makes me more excited because I'm learning as I'm playing this game. And it's a brutal game. It's not just a history book. You're cutting people in half and whatnot. So can't get that on Xbox or Nintendo. I'm just saying that. Kingdom Hearts. I wasn't gonna put Kingdom Hearts on here at first because they've had PSP versions, DS, and so on and so forth. But the main ones that you needed to play were PlayStation exclusives. That is the first and the second one, and the fact that they remastered those for the PS4 just makes it a whole lot better. Frame rate is awesome, resolution is great. I didn't have a problem playing them. Beautiful game. I love it. Some don't. Buddy of mine actually hated it, couldn't get into it. I say and I'm probably joking, kind of not joking, really not joking, sometimes joking. Uh, but that's just something that people should look into, especially if you like Disney a bit and all that friendship crap. Um, PlayStation also has Bloodborne. Uh, it's pretty much the more faster paced Dark Souls, which kind of makes it a little easier. But I was a bit upset that all of my Xbox buddies couldn't play it, and they were just kind of like, man, I should have had a PS4. I should go out and buy a PS4. And it's like, well, there you go. That makes it a great game, right? I mean, all the hype is there. Visually stunning. Probably the most best looking Souls style game that I've seen. Even I even thought this looked better than Dark Souls 3, and that one came out after. So that's my opinion. Um, PlayStation has a lot of JRPGs as well. You can't deny that every now and then you do want something a little less action and more story. JRPGs do that. Even though they're more Japanese styled, it's kind of awkward thinking of that. But if you just clear it out of your mind and go in, you're gonna find yourself a nice story. Uh, Persona 5, brilliant game, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I think it should have won Game of the Year in my opinion, just because of somebody who hasn't played Persona games was so involved. I actually couldn't put down this game. I was so mad at myself and annoyed with the game. I was just like, dude, I want to go to sleep. Like, I am ready to sleep right now, but I can't because now I need to know what happens next. So you might actually end up hating this game for the right reasons. And I'll agree with you on that. There are some features that PlayStation does have over the other two. Well, first and foremost, the indies. There's a ton of indies on here, and it's just sometimes they're at a good price, so you're just kind of reaching out, getting little samples of things, and wow, this indie's done really well with this game. I'm gonna look out for more of his games, and it's just fantastic. Granted, Xbox does have indies, but not as much as the 360 did. I used to buy their indies all the time, and they were fun. I could not complain about most of these indies. Now that the one is out, it's just they're very limited with some of the stuff that they're trying to get out there. And it's like, guys, you had indies on the 360. All you got to do is just port it over, up the resolution, and you're good. And it's just, no, they're more focused on other things, and it's bothersome sometimes because there are some indies that I remember playing I wish I could play right now. I'm looking down because I actually prepared myself this time. I have a little chart here. Fancy. Pro. PlayStation has SharePlay. That's something that we've never seen in consoles, and I thought that was really, really awesome. Granted, they did put a time limit on it, so that kind of draws it back some. But it does give you plenty of time if you want to do some dicking around on some arena matches or whatever. It's it's good. It's not great. I'll put it that way. Now the big part: the flaws in PlayStation. First of all, you made the PlayStation Plus mandatory. I get that. I get that. Business perspective, you gotta follow where the money's at. I get that. Upping the price is kind of a dick move. I don't like you for that. We still got some beef about upping the price. So if you wind up with a bag of dog shit on your front doorstep, you'll know why. Uh, and then it goes back to, okay, we're doing free games. Free games. Okay, free games. If that's why you're upping the price, whatever. Xbox did it better, but free games. The bad part about your free games is half the time they are fucking indies that either somebody's never heard of or people don't care for. I like that you have a lot of indies, but don't screw me out of a free game by giving me a $5 game. That's a dick move. That's a dick move. Other than that, I like PlayStation. Uh, they're always having issues from time to time. When it comes to all three platforms, it's they have the most issues. They're not more noticeable, but you'll see them when you come across them. So that's PlayStation. If you're done with this video, you can stop it right now and go out and buy one, whatever. If you still want to learn more, we're going to go on to Xbox. Now, Xbox games are very simplified. Gears of War was one of the first of its kind. Halo actually started the FPS genre of this age. Of course, Doom started that way back then. But Halo is probably the milestone for it. Like, it actually got it pushed forward. Forza is probably one of the best racing games out there. I'm gonna correct myself and say Forza Horizon. I did not like Motorsport whatsoever. Very boring, lackluster. But that's for me that doesn't like racing games too much. But I do like. You got to see where I'm coming from. I'm a kid that came from Midnight Club 3 and Need for Speed Underground 2, and that's what I'm used to. I don't do any of that Gran Turismo crap. But Forza, good one. Killer Instinct. If you have not played Killer Instinct, you have not played a true fighting game. Uh, Street Fighter has been shit recently. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, dear God, no. Mortal Kombat XL or X, depending on how cheap you are. Just didn't compete with Mortal Kombat 9, and there was just a lot of disappointment there. Killer Instinct is probably the fighter of Xbox. I like playing it super fast. It's really immersive, and the announcer alone makes you want to kick somebody's ass, and it's just indefinite. I can't emphasize that enough, but I would recommend that one. Rare Replay, that has maybe a fraction of my childhood bundled onto a disc. You can't get that on PlayStation, and it makes me sad. That means I had to go out and buy an Xbox to play this, and I was just really, my wallet was crying more than I was, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Conker's Bad Fur Day, Battletoads. I was gonna go with Jetpack, but I didn't like that one too much. But still, there's gonna be a lot of classics in there that you're just gonna be like, man, I remember playing that. That's so cool. It is. It's worth the money. We're gonna go with some of the stuff that makes Xbox worth getting. The sales are sometimes way better than PlayStation. That can also be vice versa. PlayStation sometimes has way better sales, but other times Xbox will really shine and be like, hey, we're going to give you this at a very low price because we saw their price tag. We want ours to be better. Buy our game. I can dig it. I can dig it. The fact that you can gift other players video games, that was actually a new feature that just added. And I made a deal with a friend of mine. I was just like, hey, if I bought you a game, would you absolutely play it? He's like, yeah, sure. Any game you throw my way, I'll play it. Cool. Bam, 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 bam. Send him some games, and it's like, never played these, but I'll play them. Cool. That means that I'm reaching out. You know, he's nervous about spending the dime. I'll spend the dime for him. He's gonna play it, and it's just it's instant. He got the game, started downloading it, started playing it. Instead of me sending him money or me mailing him a game, it'll either get lost or put on the shelf and he'll ignore it. Bam, he got it right there. The controller feels a lot nicer than PlayStation. I don't know what they were doing, if they're trying to cut corners with their cheap plastic, whatever. I hate that controller. It's got no battery life. It's just complete ass. It's nicer for maybe shooters because of how loose the triggers are. You can do a rapid fire on some semi-autos. But when it comes to the controller for Xbox, it feels a lot more structured, well put together. Money was actually put into this controller, and I like that. The free games are a lot better on Xbox One. I have maybe 6 to 8 dozen AAA games, and that's just for the Xbox One side. There is Xbox 360 backwards compatibility, which is also what you don't get with PlayStation. Their games are slowly getting backwards compatible, and eventually it's just going to take over. And people are going to start playing from both. You don't forget about the past. PlayStation did that. PlayStation Now, no thanks. I'm not trying to rent out these video games. I want to own these games. Now, I won't lie, Xbox, I'm hyping up Xbox a lot. It does have some flaws, and it kind of gut punches them pretty bad. I can talk highly about them all I want, but there are some flaws that get you. The hub, for one, is annoying as shit. There's so much shit everywhere that when you're shifting through everything, it starts to lag and gets glitchy and stuck. I Now somebody out there is gonna tell me, bro, it might just be your console. I've had two. I've had the regular and I've had the 1S. I've had two. So I'd appreciate it if you fucked yourself. It's I think it's mainly because they try to do the all-in-one nonsense. It's all in one. You got your cable, you got your internet, you got your Skype, you got your Twitch, and it's just like, keep it simple. It's a console. It's a game. It's not a DVR with all these features. I do not need that. I don't. Especially if you're gonna limit yourself to like DirecTV or whatever. That doesn't help anybody. So stop. Just stop. At the same time too, I have a problem with their sales. I know I just hyped it up a while ago, but their sales do take a drawback. Sometimes they will just do bundle sales. You'll have to buy these two games together in order to get it. I've tried to buy games separately to see what kind of sale is on the game itself. I didn't even get a regular price. I just got told that, hey, you can't buy this game by itself. What? So I can't even just buy the game by itself at full price. I'm just not allowed to whatsoever. I'm like, Xbox, what the fuck are you doing? Do you want my money or not? Make up your damn mind. It's annoying. That's gonna be the biggest annoying part for Xbox users. I'll go over to Nintendo. I'm talking about the Nintendo Switch. I'm not talking about the Nintendo Wii U, just so everybody out there is completely aware of all the shit I'm fixing to give. Which is not all bad. It's not all bad. There are some good stuff. I mean, there are games you can't get. Mario, you're only going to be able to play it on Nintendo. Donkey Kong, only Nintendo. Just announced 2018 Donkey Kong Tropical whatever. It's going to be beautiful, and I'm going to play the shit out of it. Pokemon is mainly for Nintendo. They're planning on making more, unfortunately, for Nintendo. I wish they would focus on other games, but enough of that. There's actually a lot of good RPGs on Nintendo, believe it or not, and some that I actually had large amounts of fun with. It kind of reminds me of the JRPGs of PlayStation, but in their own characteristics. Granted, PlayStation does get some sort of format of those games, but they're best played on the Switch, in my opinion. I think the Switch was mainly designed for multiplayer, and that's kind of fun when you think about it, because you can take it on the go and have fun with friends somewhere. And it's more of a console if you don't really want to play on your own, unless it's something like Legend of Zelda, which you're gonna have to play on your own. Uh, I've tried watching a buddy play it, and didn't really have fun watching it. It wouldn't be the same if he was playing like Shovel Knight, like where it's really fun to anticipate what he's doing and what's gonna happen, if he's gonna get wrecked or not. That's fun to watch. Legend of Zelda is not, because they're kind of in their own little world, and you can't really jump into that. Everybody has their own imagination. They have some indies that work better on the Switch than they do on their original platforms. That's a good thing in my book, but it's like I said, you got to read the wordings. Some indies. There's not a very big library for the Nintendo Switch, and some of the games that are already on there, they were bad on other platforms. Why would you want to promote that on your new console? Because you don't have any games, and that's cool. You released it pretty early. Most consoles are like that. PlayStation 3 was like that. I get it. The pricing is another drawback. I get that the console's expensive. I get it. You know, it was very scarce. I get that. I paid big money for it. Cool. Why are your games expensive? And when I say that, I'm talking about your physical copies. Why are they more expensive than the digital copies? I don't understand that. I mean, granted, I do, the whole production of the little chips and whatever to put it in cartridge. But then why go with the cartridge? I don't get that shit. Why go with the cartridge if you're just gonna charge us more because it's such a pain to make the cartridge? But oh well, I won't dwell on it too much. The app sucks ass. It sucks ass right now. As this video is being made, it sucks. The only really real thing you need it for is Splatoon, and you don't even need it for that. It's really useless. Just flat out useless. That's the big thing they were pushing for. The Nintendo app. It's useless. I don't like that they're doing a online subscription. It's the kind of you're kind of following everybody's footsteps. Granted, their pricing is a lot better, but we're already having fun playing online without having to pay something. Why would you take that from us? I think if they cut out the online part and like just gave that to us and made the subscription solely for the Nintendo classics, which is going to be a huge library of classic Nintendo games that will have online features, I would pay for that. I could pay for that alone. But don't try to sweeten the deal saying, hey, you can play online if you have the subscription. No, I should already be able to play online already because I spend a lot of money on your fucking console. PlayStation made that mistake when going to the 4. PlayStation Plus was there on the PS3, but it never forced you to. Now they are. And that's a bit annoying. Well, that's the end of the video. Got nothing else to say. And I'm totally bullshitting because some classify the PC Master Race as a console and some don't. They say, hey, it's just a computer you can play games on. I'm going to go ahead and give you my thoughts on it. It's not always great. Games crash, games have bugs, games. The thing about it is you can always fix it sometimes. When fuck me. When Batman Arkham Knight was completely unplayable on PC, there was a riot. There are modders out there that kind of make it playable now, but it's like, I don't want to touch your game anymore. No, fuck you. You should have been working when you gave it to me. But that they get some pros with that modding. I can make a game look better than what it did when I bought it. I can make a game have more features than when I bought it. All the console players are very limited. Even like some Bethesda games have mods now. Still very limited. I can still do a whole bunch of other shit on a PC. Deals out the ass. Brilliant deals on PC. I can get shit for $1 on PC and it'd be a AAA game. Does it make it shit? No, it's because they have overstock on codes, so they're just tossing them out like candy. It's great. It's brilliant. And I'd even go as far as saying fantastic, because a game can look better, play better, have more features, and be worked on more on a PC, because that's where it's at. PC Master Race. But I will tell you right now, which console is the best out of the four? The answer is there is none. I could have just skipped all of this video and just told you straight out there is no console that's above the other. Why do you say that, Johnny? Why do you say that there is not a best console? Well, let me go ahead and take I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Edward real quick. Whoever Edward is out there, if there's an Edward out there, I'm talking to you specifically. Edward, what are your friends playing? They are playing PS4. Cool, Edward. What if I told you that Nintendo was the best console on the market right now? Well, I value your opinion, Johnny. I'm gonna go out and buy a Nintendo Switch. Cool. I come talk to Edward again a week later. So how's the Switch? I played it a couple of times. You were so hyped for it, man. I showed you all the pros and cons of it, and you were really in for it. Yeah, but I got nobody to play with. There's your problem. Get a console that your friends are playing. I can give you all the goods and bads of all these consoles, but it does not matter in the end if you have nobody to play it with. There are only so much single player games that go for a solo player. I'll tell you that. The single player genre is dying slowly, like a knife in the chest cavity, and it's just driven deeper and deeper, and it's all about multiplayer now. I know guys that are not playing the games they paid for, and they're playing the free games, or they're playing games from last year, and it's just like they don't care. They want to have fun doing the same shit over and over and over again, which is fine. That's what a game is. If you like doing that and you're having fun with that every day, by all means, knock yourself out. It's not my money. But I will advise you, get a console that your friends are playing. There's no sense in having nobody to play with. I can talk as much hype for the PC as I want. I love my PC. I love the games I play on my PC. But I don't have anybody to play with. Therefore, I'm stuck playing by myself, talking with myself. And that's where it comes to doing YouTube, because I have somebody to talk to. And it kind of gives some leeway, because I have all of these single player games from the past that I can play with on the PC, and it's just like I have time to occupy myself. You know, all of the Splinter Cell games, Rainbow Six, I got stuff way in the back. They were on the original Xbox that I can play. On the PC, it's got majority of the classics, excluding Nintendo, because they're dicks. It's all there. My bad. So it's just a matter of get with your friends and play. It doesn't matter if some of the flaws to it really affect you. You're gonna enjoy playing with them because you know them. You're having fun with them. You're cracking jokes with them. Versus another console, you're a stranger in the wilderness. But that's pretty much all I had to say about it. I hope this actually answered your questions. Who is better than the other? Doesn't matter. If your friends aren't playing it, you won't be playing it. So, if you have any more questions, put a comment. Uh, Never done the comment thing before, but do it. Whoever's out there, do it. I don't really care for likes and dislikes. I mean, if you dislike the video, obviously dislike. But I mean, if you like the video, as long as I saw the view, I consider it a like. I don't need you to press the button. It's totally cool with me. But dislike the video if you don't if you don't like it. That lets me know that I did something wrong. Or make a comment, whatever. Uh yeah, hope you guys are having a good day. It's 8 in the morning and I'm tired as fuck. So go play some games.